Hey everyone, Hasina here. Happy to connect with you all on this fine day. I have a couple of topics that I like to talk about. Ideally, I wanted to make them two separate vlogs, and maybe ultimately that's what they'll be. But right now, I'm not firmly planted in one, so we may touch on both. Uh, Happy Black History Month. Actually, it's a funny thing. I think last year, January was so long, and this year, I don't know, it feels like it sped by, and it just feels in my mind and my spirit that everything else is going to continue to speed by. I hope not. As much as I love warm weather like the next person, there's something about winter or the colder months where you kind of get to figure out and brainstorm and build, and then you execute as it gets warmer. And then, like, if I don't have enough time to do those things, um it's I don't know, you can always brainstorm, but I like having the solitude of winter to kind of get myself organized. There's church bells playing by me, and I'm not quite sure when they'll end, so I wanted to just get started. Um, so yeah, that's been a little bit of a funny thing. I feel like we're kind of fast tracking through the rest of the winter. Um, and in New York, I don't know, springtime means drinking rosé outside. So, you know, um, nothing wrong with that, but there's still some things I like to brainstorm and work on. And as much as I'll say, oh, I won't do that, it's the same way when I say in the fall that I'm not going to drink a pumpkin spice latte. And I still drink a pumpkin spice latte, even though eggnog lattes are better, basically. Um, so, uh, I'm just sitting with that and thinking about that. Um, Digital paperwork, if you are liking these chats or if you think you'd like to connect more, please subscribe, like, share. Also, you can reach me on Instagram and Twitter. I have all that information below. Um, so, two things that I'm thinking about. The first thing is, in the age of having so many ways of hearing inspirational stories, of gurus, of workshops, you can get lost in the getting motivated and never get to the thing. So that's something that's been coming up for me, that you're always getting motivated, getting motivated, getting motivated, getting motivated, and when does the execution come? Um, I've been sitting with that because as I navigate like this chapter of my life, this part of my life where I am interested in doing new things, some of the things that I've loved before, but I want to embrace them in a different way because I lived most of my adulthood and childhood and adolescence working till I burn out, doing things till I burn out. So this concept of that I can do something and I can execute without burning out is very new for me. And it's not really a choice anymore. I mean, no one wants to burn out, but it's not really a choice anymore because I just don't have the capacity to allow myself to do that anymore. I don't want to have to pull myself back up again to do the things that are projects of love for me. So why would I want to burn out from something that I love? Also, there's other factors, the hustle culture, sleep till I'm dead culture. And it's funny, and I don't want to be one of those people like, see, I told you so. But I remember when everyone was like, hustle, 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 hustle. I was like, that shit is not sustainable. Mm-mm. It's not sustainable at all. Um, it's a good idea. And some people don't have a choice. But when you have a choice and you're choosing to hustle and sleep when you're dead, I don't know, there's just some implications there that are kind of just, ooh. Um, who are you hustling for? Who are you working? Who are you not sleeping for till you're dead? Who are you doing it for? Because if it's for you, what kind of you will be left once you achieve it? What kind of you will be left when you achieve it? And the idea and the assumption that there's a forever. There is a forever, but not in this body. So what are you gonna have to show for it? And I get it. Like, if you can do it, I'm lying. If you can do it, don't do it. It just doesn't. I don't see. I think if you feel like you need to do it, then maybe you should be utilizing that time to find a way to work smarter. And this is from a standpoint where I think of whether or not you have choice. If you don't have choice, you have to do what you have to do. But sometimes we think we don't have choice when we do. Sometimes the choice is to choose yourself. I'm saying that because I don't know. I want to say that I don't have regrets, but that would be a lie. I just don't have. I don't have the language for it. It's not quite a regret. It doesn't have the heaviness of a regret. But there are some better choices I could have made in the past few years, so that I didn't have to pay for it in the years after. And I look at that differently now. Maybe that's just what happens with age, you know. Maybe it's just your priorities change. Because, for a second, I remember I hear this thing like, as an artist, you're hungry, you're hungry, you're hungry, you're hungry for the role, you're hungry for the song, you're hungry for the production, you're hungry for the sculpture, you're hungry for the project. And then one day, maybe you're not as hungry anymore. I think that's okay. But I don't think that's all of it. I think you're hungry, but you're not willing to starve to death. And you realize you don't have to. And you realize that although it may not be figured out completely, that there's another way. Because it's so profitable for you to think that there isn't another way. Where do those profits go? To those who have found another way. So it's there. It's there. But the processing, the taking the time to get away from all the noise that's telling you it's one way. Sometimes that noise is you. But I know that that's not the case anymore. And that passion evolves. It doesn't necessarily die. And I mean, it can die. Maybe less than die, it transfers. But in addition to it transferring, it also evolves. And so my passion doesn't look the same way that it did 5 years ago, because my passion was having a very abusive relationship with proving. Passion and proving make a nice baby called burnout. And we sent that baby to college. That baby got a job. That baby got a family. That baby's in retirement at home somewhere. That baby don't even call me or write me no more. um, no more burning out. You can still have passion though, and you can still have passion and direction without constantly waiting on the inspiration, constantly waiting on the motivation, which is everywhere. Every time you take a second to watch YouTube, even if you're watching YouTube and inspirational shows, stories, Instagram inspirational short vids or pictures or everything. But there has to be a moment in the doing. And I think the doing has become so grandiose. We have like, I am doing. Does everyone know I'm doing? Here's a selfie of me doing, because if I don't show you the doing doesn't exist, and the doing needs to be for hours at a time, and the doing needs to be told to everyone, and the doing needs to be performed before you even perform what the doing is. It doesn't have to be all that. The programming tells you that it does, but it doesn't have to be all that. If all you're doing, all you got is 1 minute of doing and you do it, and that 1 minute wasn't on the getting to, then fuck, you succeeded. You succeeded more than most. But no one's going to tell you that. That's not profitable. That's not gonna make you go viral, but it's there. So I don't think I'm getting to the second topic today. I'd rather leave it at this. But yeah, finding the points where you get motivated, but allowing yourself to get to the doing. Even if that means that while you're getting motivated, that you have to, if you're in 5 minutes into getting motivated and there's 7 minutes left, that the cutoff is done and you use the last 7 for the doing. Whether the doing is garbage, whether the doing is brilliant, but that the doing is happening, because the garbage will get you closer to the brilliant than the just sitting and getting motivated. I think I'm talking to myself. I hope I'm talking to you too. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. That's all I got for today. I wish you a beautiful week. A week of warmer weather if you're in the States, and if you're definitely on the northeast area. A week of warmer weather, a week of beautiful connections, a week of gentle breezes, a week of love, a week of peace. I will talk to you soon. Till then, one love.